with you. The Hills Hoist, plastic money, the esky. Australians have invented and gifted the world a lot of really great things. But did you know that we also invented the hula hoop? Joan Anderson died this week, aged 101, and her story is absolutely incredible. So she's an Australian girl who married an American fighter pilot. She moved to the US in her 20s, and on a trip back home, she saw all the kids on the street. They were playing with these bamboo hoops. And so she had one shipped back to her home in Hollywood, and then thanks to her, she named them the hula hoop.
We had it for about 6 months before we showed it to a friend of ours who was visiting. He said, "You look like you're doing a hula." And I said, "There's the name, hula hoop." And it was born at night at our dinner party.
There you go, the hula hoop. Now we have Donna Sparx, who is a hula hoop dancer, teacher and lover. Hello, Donna.
Hi there.
Did you write your own title just then?
I did. It sounds like it was straight off my website, to be honest.
Teacher and lover, I love that. So tell us about hula hoops. Did you know that hula hoops were particularly an Australian thing, Donna?
I knew that, they've been in history in all different places throughout the world, but I knew that they were named by Joan, an Australian woman, who then took them to the States, yes.
And I hear she kind of named them, but she didn't really benefit from doing that, which is a bit sad, isn't it?
It is a little bit sad, yes. I think there was a man who was high up in another company, Whammo, who heard about the idea, met her in a car park and sort of stole it, from what I can gather.
And but the good part of the story is that you're spreading the hula hoop, I guess the love and the fact that it is really, really good for your health to do it. Do you want to talk us through how you got into hula hooping yourself, Donna?
Absolutely. I think my story is probably an unusual one, so I would say don't assume that all hoopers have this story.
Okay, we'll bear that in mind.
Yeah, most people, I think, discover it. You know, they see someone hooping, they have a go, they fall in love. For me, that wasn't the case. I got sick of training at the gym. It got boring. Someone suggested I check out the women's circus in Footscray and go to some community circus classes, which I did. And then after some general classes, you're offered the opportunity to choose something to specialise in. I wanted to do aerials, like trapeze.
Yes.
And then just before the classes started, I somehow hurt my shoulder doing something completely unrelated, which meant that I couldn't do trapeze. So they suggested I join the hula hoop class, which, in all honesty, I thought, wow, flying through the air versus playing with a plastic circle, great. So wasn't super impressed, but after giving it a go, fell in love with it. And 4 months later, quit my job to pursue hula
Wow,
hooping
4
as a
months.
career.
What happened between I don't really want to do this and then 4 months later, I'm going to quit my job and I want to do this all the time?
Yeah, good question. I think what I discovered is there was many types of hooping. So there's circus hooping, dance hooping, all different like two-hoop technical things. So there's sort of something for everyone. And I think for me, starting out with hoop dance, because I love music and movement so much, that was sort of my in. And then once I realised the holistic impact on my health and on, you know, meeting new people, connection, community, feeling less anxious, feeling like I slept better, feeling more fit, more strong, more stable, all of these things, more joyous. I was like, I want to share this with other people. Like, this is what I need to do now.
Is there an age limit to when you can't do hula hooping anymore?
Oh, look, I don't know about that. I mean, I've got a couple who just joined my classes last week who are in their 60s, husband and wife, super cute. I've got another student who's in her early 70s. She's been coming every week for about 5 years, except for when it was the lockdown. And I think my oldest student I think he was in his late 80s, and he booked a private lesson with me because he thought it might help him with his stiff hips and his lower back to get moving.
Oh, so does it help with stiff hips and lower back?
Look, I think it depends on what someone's healthcare providers say, but he'd been told to sort of try and start getting some movement back, and I sort of got him to check in with his health people and just really focused on like stability and being really centered and grounded, and then starting to get some movement. But also, it doesn't have to spin around the hips. There's so many other movements
yes,
as well, and you're still using the central core body to stabilize when the hoops even maybe spinning on your hand or up above your head or somewhere else. So it's good for stability as well, I think.
And Donna Sparx is with you. She's a hula hoop dancer and teacher. It is 10:41 right now, and we are talking about hula hooping for health. Do you have to be already fit to start, Donna?
Absolutely not. I think different size hoops move at different speeds because smaller hoops are quicker rotations to get once around, and bigger, larger hoops are slower. So wherever someone's at, there's sort of there's an in, and then there's layers they can work towards.
I see.
Yeah.
And what's really interesting is that some people may have tried hula hooping at school and not been particularly good at it, Donna, and so may be put off by that. But sounds like you can help them sort of at least get started with the right type of hoop.
Yeah, sounds like they probably started with a hoop that was too small for them and maybe didn't have clear instructions or the right little tips to get started.
All right. And David has called in on 1300 222 774 to share a little bit more about the history of the hula hoop. David, hello. What have you got for us, David?
I'd like to set the record straight. The hula hoop was invented in Australia. Toll Toys, founded by my father, made plastic hula hoops and sold them to G.J. Coles, and he took them to Whammo in America. Gave the hula hoop to Whammo. Toll Toys were doing business with Whammo because Toll Toys introduced the Frisbee, Super Stuff and Super Ball into Australia from Whammo. So he was the one, in actual fact, that gave Whammo the hula hoop. And that was in 1957. And from there, Whammo sold 70 million hula hoops. 70
million hula hoops. David, thank you for sharing that. And it's good to hear that it's still Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. I love the fact that we were involved with the creation of, actually making the hula hoop big. Donna, you heard from David there about the hula hoop and its history. Where do you see hula hoop's future?
Oh, I mean, it's already got so big, part of rhythmic gymnastics at competition level. It's part of circus communities and performance. It's becoming more and more something that not just kids but adults are getting involved with. And I mean, if I had it my way, everyone would be hooping because I think it would lead to a happier, more connected world. So who knows where it'll go, but it's been around for long enough that it's obviously not going anywhere. It's not disappearing in a hurry.
And when you are teaching people, are you doing it in classes or is it done individually?
A little bit of both. So adult classes twice a week in Melbourne, and there's online downloadable courses that people can do in their own time. I do one-on-one private lessons and go into schools and other communities teaching groups as well. So